welcome to the Comedy Clinic, where we give tips and tricks to elevate your comedy prowess. Today, we have a gem of advice from the one, the only, Gary Goldman, everybody. The Goal. If you didn't know, Gary Goldman posted on his Twittersphere, 366 comedy tips. He did this a few years back before recording this. And we are doing this series reviewing each of his tips. That's right, folks. This is one of 366 videos reviewing the tips and the tricks of the one, the only, Gary Goldman. He gave the world all 366 tips free of charge, and we are doing the same, my friends. I'm bringing them to your ears and your eyes free of charge with this series, one tip at a time. His first tip number one, record every set. Tip number one from the Goal, record every set. Did he say every set? Did he say every set, Mike Tony? Oh, yeah. I think he said every set, man. Did he mean, though, whenever he said every set, did he mean every set? Oh, dude, I think he meant every set. Like, if you have one and another, do both. But what if we have another? Do that one too, I think is what he meant. I think he meant EVERY. Every set. Every set. Every set. Every set. Record every set. That's right. The Goal nailed it down. If you want to skyrocket like one of Elon's rocket ships, you got to hit that record button, friends. Pull up with the iPhone or the Android if you broke. Grab a friend, get a tripod from Amazon for like $15. Don't go out buying an expensive video camera if you're just starting out in the game. You don't need that. You just need a telephone, an iPhone. You can get 4K with this baby. And at the very least, if you don't have a friend or a tripod and you're going out to an open mic tonight, all you got to do is pull up the iPhone and go to voice memos, and you can record the audio of your set with this telephone right here. Everybody's got a smartphone these days. You don't need a fancy voice recorder or audio recorder right when you're starting out. You just need your smartphone. So at the very least, if you can't do both audio and visual, just record it with your voice memos. Bring the phone with you on stage. As you're walking up, hit record or hit record before if you're feeling all nervous and whatnot. So at least you get the audio. But I do think it's helpful to get the video because then you capture, even if it's not high quality, you're not looking to post it on your social media. You probably shouldn't if it's your first few. You know what I mean? It's not going to be very good. You're going to feel like you killed, but you didn't. You get that video, you capture the nonverbals. And often in comedy, it's a facial expression or it's the body language of delivery of a joke that actually contributes to the laugh. So if you capture not only the audio, but also the visual, you can see those nonverbals, which your audio voice memo just can't catch. Now, you may be saying like, Mike, I hate the sound of my own voice. I can't stand listening to my voice. How do you listen to your own podcast, you narcissistic fool? Well, friends, you're going to have to get over it because if you want to rocket ship this comedy journey of yours, you're going to need to record every set, which means at the base level, you got to listen to your own voice. Like, that's just part of the game. If you're looking to get better, the Goal got it. You got to record. But step number 2 is not just hitting the record button. That's step number 1. Step number 1, record. Step number 1, hit the record button with a phone, whether audio or visual, or both. Step number 2 is to review it with a critical eye. You got to listen to it, folks. You hate it, but you got to do it. You can't just record yourself. You're going to have to review it with a critical eye. And I think the personal advice from me and a host of other comics who are professional and have gone before me and are way more successful is give it some time. Sure, you can watch it the night of, but you're still emotionally attached to it. Maybe give it a day, give it 24 hours, heck, 25 hours, even 26. So you're a little bit removed from the experience. And then again, you have to be critical with it. Listen to your sets with a critical eye and ear. Listen to your sets with a critical eye and ear. Look out for those moments where the audience is just roaring. They're chuckling from their bellies, dude. They can barely breathe. And those moments when you hear the crickets, the dreadful silence that feels like an eternity in between your jokes. When a comedian hits the stage, they're on a mission. They are on a mission to generate as many quality laughs as possible. Quality laughs. Each minute of a performance when you're up doing stand-up comedy is filled with two things. You saying something or the audience laughing or not. Those two things are happening every minute. Ideally, every comedian should be focused on generating as many generating as many laughs as possible. People will say this, people will say that on how many laughs per minute do I need, Mike? If you're trying to be a headliner level, you're looking 18 plus seconds of laughter per minute. That's top shelf right there, buddy. So you're generating 4 to 6 laughs per minute. That's probably 4 to 6 punchlines per minute. That's tough to do. It may sound like a little, but boy, that's a lot. Which means you're delivering 4 to 6 punchlines every minute you're on stage. So as you're reviewing with a critical eye, you're recording. Do a quick calculation. How many minutes to perform? If you're on an open mic, you're probably doing somewhere from 1 to 5 minutes. So take how many laughs you get. Now, an A laugh, we could even break it up like this. You can even grade it the type of laughter per minute. You could do an A laugh is where the whole room, it's like filling the room with laughter. A B is like some scattered laughing. A C is like a few chuckles. Like you hear somebody go, that's a C joke. And the goal in all of this is to understand what does and doesn't work. From what you've written or what you've just spit out of your mouth from stage, what is working to bring laughs or what isn't working and not bringing laughs. The goal is to be funny. So take note of your timing, your delivery, so like how fast or slow you were saying something, how you were delivering it, your inflection, your tone of your delivery, even your nonverbals, way your face looks. The facials, but also your body language. How are you standing? How are you holding the mic? Those all contribute to it. And lastly, review the structure of your jokes. You can use Judy Carter's joke structure right here. You have an attitude plus a topic. You have an attitude plus a topic plus a premise plus an act out or a mix. And those you can find more details in her book, The New Comedy Bible, which is linked in the description of this video. There you can look that every joke needs an attitude, it needs a topic, it needs a premise. And each of those need to be clear and they need to be serious. not really funny. The surprise, the act out, or the mix comes at the end, which, if you don't know what any of these things mean, keep following the journey, or read that book, or do both, like and subscribe, and you'll learn very soon. As Judy Carter says, and many others, you have to learn the rules before you can break them. So how do you know if you're learning the rules? Well, my friends, it's by recording and reviewing your sets. And after you gather all that information, you got to polish. So take the things you learned of what doesn't work and try something new. And that's step 3. You got to polish your jokes. So rewrite them, bring them out on stage, record that set, review it with a critical eye, and then come back again. It's this continuous circle to whenever you're getting this 4 to 6 laughs per minute. That's for every minute of you do comedy. That is your goal, to record, review, and polish. And that, my friend, is tip number 1 from the goal. And we will see you next time on the Comedy Clinic.
Great shot!